Hello my planning friend, it's Erin and I'm so excited you're here. And I'm so excited Christmas is nearly here. I got my cup of hot chocolate, you grab whatever it is that you like to plan with. I've also got a little salted caramel candle to set the mood and I'm just gonna light that and then let's do some planning together. I have some years where I'm very excited about Christmas and some years where I could kind of take it or leave it, and clearly this is an Erin's very excited about Christmas year. Just going to unwrap this little present to myself, which is actually not a present to myself. I mean, I guess it is. It's a notebook, I've had it for a while. My December doesn't actually fit into my notebook that I've been using for the second half of 2021, which is a little bit uncomfortable and awkward, but I guess it's fine. So I'm using this one for now. This is not going to be my 2022 notebook. I do have my plan with me for the very beginning of next year already up on my channel. If you'd like to see that, I'll pop a link up in the cards and one down in the description for you as well. I guess this is just going to be my random stuff journal where extra layouts can go, or things like my Creative Fabrica classes, they go in this journal. Speaking of, if you are a beginner to bullet journaling and you'd like to kind of learn where to get started, I have classes for that on Creative Fabrica, so jump into the description if you'd like to check those out. They are absolute beginner bullet journaling classes. I have a couple of more advanced ones coming soon too, so follow me on Creative Fabrica and we can learn together, which is nice. I am leaning right into the Christmas for my December cover page. I've given myself a little guide circle and I'm making a wreath around that. I've mixed together 3 different kinds of foliage, I guess. I've got little clusters of holly, some normal leaves spaced around those, and these little frond reed pampas grass type things. I don't know what they are. I don't know much about plants, to be totally honest, but I sure do like to draw cute simplified versions of them, don't I? The holly leaves are really fun, so you've just got some little berries in the middle, just little circles, and then sprouting out from those is a leaf with a scalloped edge, so you want to make sure that the scallops are kind of dipping in towards the center of the leaf, and just a line down the middle to define it. The normal leaves actually kind of remind me a little bit of gum leaves, which I think is cool to have that little bit of Australia represented in my bullet journal, because, I mean, it is summer for us now, just about, so something just to nod to the fact that we're sweating away over here while all of our Northern Hemisphere friends are cozy and snuggling up with their hot chocolate. The normal leaves are just a teardrop shape with a kind of pointy end, and the other ones are just a line with a little teardrop right at the end, just a tiny one, and then little teardrops or even just little circles that go all the way down the stem. And they can be evenly spaced or you can mix them up. It totally depends on what you like. If you're looking at this wreath and you're thinking, yeah, I dig it, I'd love it in my journal, but I don't want to draw it myself, that's okay, I've got you. I actually made a printable version of this one, which is available on my Etsy store, so you can print it out and stick it in your journal if you'd like, or if you'd prefer, you can put it in a frame and stick it on your wall, or put it on your fridge with a magnet, or make some Christmas cards out of it, whatever you like. There's a link to that down in the description if you'd like it. I hope it brings you some joy through the holiday season. I'm gonna jump in with a gold Sharpie now and do my lettering on the heading. I love the gold Sharpies and the silver Sharpies. If you've seen any of my recent setups, you'll know that I'm very into these metallic pens. I jumped onto Creative Market and typed in December and searched through all their holiday fonts, and I came up with this one, which is just called The Holidays, which makes sense, doesn't it? And I've kind of just mimicked it for my cover page here, so it's definitely not perfect as to what the font looks like if you were to type with it, but I like it to have a bit of character, you know? Next up, we'll just erase these pencil marks and I'm going to jump in with some Tombow pens. I'm using all Tombows for my colors this time around, and I actually set out and bought a new pen specifically because I didn't have a deep kind of dark green. And I knew I wanted that for my Christmas setup. So I picked one up from an art store that doesn't let you test the pens before you buy them, and I'll never make that mistake again because the one I bought is kind of weird. It's like it's dried out or something, or the ink kind of gums up in the brush tip. So I have to soak it in some water before I use it, or it comes out, are you ready? Like this, streaky and uneven and scratchy, and it's not my vibe. I tried using the other end, the bullet end, and it just did not go well either, so I'm gonna come back to that dark green and fix it up later, but in the meantime, let's lay down the other greens and then I'll go soak that pen in some water. If you're having the same problem, then you can do the same thing as me. You can soak your pen in water, but only if it's a water-based pen, which these Tombows are, the Faber-Castells are, basically any pen that doesn't bleed through the page in a 160 GSM bullet journal, you can probably get away with that. But alcohol-based pens, don't put them in water. It won't go well. Since these ones are a little bit reminiscent of gum leaves, I'm going to use a gum leafy kind of color. This one's the asparagus from Tombow. If you're vibing with any of these colors, I will have links to all of my equipment in the description and also in my blog post about this setup, so you can see all of those down below. Many a link. Many a link. Look how much nicer this is going now. The difference a little bit of water can make. All I did was hold the tip in a glass of water for probably 30 seconds until it stopped kind of gushing pigment into the water, and now it's good to go. Oh, I scribbled on some paper towel too. One more green pen. This one's also new. It's got a bit more blue in it. I think this kind of looks like eucalyptus now, and I like that too because we have a lot of that in Australia as well. Is that what koalas eat? I don't know if that's what koalas eat. I'm gonna let you in on one of my best kept bullet journaling secrets now, which is wrapping paper. It's such an easy way to spruce up a page and make it look very sleek and classy without you actually having to really put any effort in, which I love. I've just recently made an entire video on Creative Fabrica about how to make your bullet journal look great with no artistic skill, so if you want to read more about that, hit the link in the description to find out more. But in this instance, we're going with wrapping paper. So I've got two here. These are both from Big W, which is a department store in Australia. If you're a fellow Aussie or resident of Australia, there'll be links to these in the description as well, so you can find the exact ones that I bought if you want to. I've got one that's kind of a candy stripe, sort of candy cane thing, and the other one is this beautiful, it's actually kind of a very subtle sage green in real life, but it looks grey on camera here, and it's got these beautiful white and gold accents on the page. And I found out the hard way that you can't rip this one, you can't tear this beautiful wrapping paper, so I'm gonna have to cut it, and that's okay. It's not quite the texture that I had in mind. I love a torn edge on this kind of stuff, but that's okay, we go with it. The candy cane stripes are a lot, so I knew I wanted them to sit behind this one. I'm just going to glue these down at the top and bottom of my cover page, and then we're on to the calendar. I'm pretty chill when it comes to my calendar pages. I kind of just have two that I rotate between as I feel like it. I don't refer back to this page very often, so I don't put too much work into it. These ones are boxes of 4x4 with an extra row at the top for the day of the week. I ruled a little bit too far on one of them, but I'm gonna fix that up. Watch that space, see if you can catch it when I fix it up. I like the way December sits very comfortably, where there's a couple of spaces at the start of the first week and then a couple of spaces at the end of the second week. That's just meant that I've got perfect little nooks to put washi tape in so that I can very easily and effectively decorate this page with a minimum of effort. The Tombow that I've used to highlight my days of the week along the top of the calendar there, funnily enough, that color is called Holly, and I have not used it for the holly in my doodles, so that's pretty funny. Got this little washi tape set that I picked up at Spotlight, which again is an Australian retailer. They're like a craft sewing haberdashery type of store. You can buy homewares and stuff and, you know, cricket supplies and all that kind of thing. This came in a set of 5, and they actually match with a sticker book that I will be using later on. You can see it in the top left there at the moment, Busy Sidewalks. It's such a cute theme for Christmas because it's kind of that small town, charming, snowy, although that could never happen here where I live kind of vibe. It's really nice. The next pages are my go-tos. These ones don't really change and haven't for the past several setups that I've done. Gratitude and goals on the left page and phone and sleep trackers on the right. I'm enjoying using these greens next to each other. It's kind of nice. It's fresh and it's Christmassy, but it's still kind of cool. It won't be once I get in there with all of the washi tape and stickers that I'm going to, because this page is going to get quite the treatment. So there's just enough space to write a short sentence of gratitude items every day, which works out really well for me. I don't have to think too hard. Popping in my heading at the top there, and then goals down the bottom is just an empty space, so I can use it however feels right to me, I guess, at the time. I usually just end up drawing some tick boxes and I list myself like 4 or 5 goals for the month. Sometimes big things, sometimes little things. Just a little motivator, you know. And I'm going to use some more washi tape just to bring a little bit of interest to this border. I like putting things in boxes in my bullet journal. I just feel like it makes things look really intentional and deliberate and clean. But this time I'm just going to fill in my margins with washi tape. These stickers are also from Spotlight. These are not from the little sticker book of Busy Sidewalks. These ones are actually really thick stickers. They're like cardstock almost, so they're a little bit tricky to work with, but they're so pretty. Watercolor reindeer and wreaths and little floral situations. They're so nice. I only used them on this spread, so they won't be making a comeback elsewhere in the book, but I'm sure I'll find another use for them in the month ahead. And on the right page is the phone and sleep tracker. So this is kind of a table along the top. Well, I have it split into 2. So along the top on the left column is a tally of hours of phone usage every day from 1 through 5. I haven't hit 5 hours of phone usage yet, and I hope that I never do. I don't usually get over 3, but you know, there might come a time. So I'm just highlighting that in red and ruling it off as well. And then next to that is the sleep tracker area. So I put hours in there. So from 8 in the morning, no, 8 at night rather, to 8 in the morning. And the other axis you need to know about is down the left column, that little column that I've put green stripes in. So those are for the days of the month. So for every day, say on the first I use my phone for 3 hours, then I'll draw a line in line with the Wednesday the 1st there, that goes up to the 3, so that I know that I used my phone for 3 hours. And then if I slept from 10 till 7, then it's the same thing in the sleep tracker column. I'll just rule a line from the 10 across to the 7. Well, not rule a line, I'll do it with a brush pen, so it kind of looks like a thick line, if that makes sense, a colourful thick line. This is my favourite of these washi tapes, the ones with the poinsettias. It's so pretty, and it's very busy. It's a lot going on, but it's Christmas. It's okay for there to be a lot going on. I think at this time of the year, I'm usually a fairly minimalist kind of girl, but I get a little bit maximalist come Christmas time, at least in the years when I'm feeling it. Just gonna put some more stickers down on the sides of this one. I didn't want to go all out with the washi tape because there was already so much going on, so just 6 stickers to kind of accent things down the sides of the phone and sleep tracker. We'll stick a header on there and then we can move on. This time I'm using a Posca paint pen, and this is my first time using it, so I wasn't too sure what to expect, but it's worked really well. I just wish I'd made my lines a bit thicker, I nearly said thickier, made my lines a little bit thicker, because it's still a little bit tricky to read, I find. It's that the words are getting lost in the washi tape, and that's okay, because I know what it is, it's fine. I have a feeling this paint pen is actually going to come in really handy for fixing mistakes in the future, especially in the notebook therapy books like this one where the pages are a really bright white. This would be a great way to fix mistakes. I set up my habit and mood tracker like this for November and I loved it. So we're going to do the same thing again because I just think it works. It works really well. So the box I'm ruling out here is for the habit tracker. The space at the top is where the days of the week go. I like to have one space for the 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc., and another space for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday initial, so that I don't get confused, because otherwise I will get confused. Trust me, I know this because I've done it. And the space down the left side is where the name of the habit goes, and so each time I complete the habit, I just draw a little dot in the relevant space for that day, and then I can look back and be like, yep, cool, doing enough flossing, and so on and so forth. The space around the habit tracker table is where the mood tracker goes, and I love making this an illustrative element. It's really funny because I used to be like, no, never gonna do a mood tracker. Have completely changed my mind on that. I like doing one every month ever since September, when I did a Lord of the Rings layout and I had Bilbo Baggins' front door as my mood tracker, and I just had the most fun ever filling it out. I've wanted to do one every month, except for October's was boring, so don't worry about that. So this time the mood tracker is a string with Christmas decorations hanging from it. I googled and there was a Pinterest post that had something similar to this, and I was like, oh, that's it, that's the one. So I'm just making sure I've got 31 days worth of Christmas decorations to colour in, and I'm going to use the same colour combo, so a red, a dark green and a light green, to represent different moods. I just do 3 different moods for my mood trackers because I'm honestly a pretty happy person. I don't have a particularly deep scale of bad days, so I kind of just give myself happy, meh, and sad, and I just leave it at that, because most of the days I'm a happy or a meh anyway, where even then at the meh, it's not like a deep apathy or anything. It's just kind of like, yeah, it wasn't the best day ever, but the day before maybe was the best day ever. So, you know, I'm a pretty chill, happy kind of person, which I realize that I'm lucky to be naturally predisposed that way. The shapes of these ornaments themselves don't actually relate to the mood, they're just random. So some of them are kind of turnip shaped with a pointy bit at the bottom, some of them are long skinny turnip shapes, some of them are just little circles, and some of them are just little ovals, and I think they're so cute. I'll probably just colour them in solid colours. I know some people like to put patterns on them because most Christmas ornaments have some kind of pattern on them. I'm just going to leave them like this. Get rid of some pencil lines and add a few accents on here. I'm going to alternate colours for the habits. This little highlight that I'm adding now is where the habits are going to go in the habit tracker. I like that it brings just a little bit of extra something to the page. I'm going to get back in with my favourite washi tape of this setup. It's a beautiful tape, but it does kind of peel up very easily. All of them do actually. They're not the stickiest washi tapes I've ever used, but it's fine. The book will be closed half the time anyway, so not a big deal. I'm gonna offset it with a little bit of this candy stripe, candy cane washi tape as well. Yeah, see what I mean? I've just turned back a page and these guys are all kind of peeling up. So I'm actually gonna use some glue tape and stick them back down just to help me out a little bit. Going to add a little key for myself up the top here, just above that first string of lights, not lights, decorations. Just gonna highlight each mood so that I know what corresponds to what feeling. I think I may have shot myself in the foot a little bit there, because that deep green, which I love, I've set that as the sad mood and I probably won't use it much, but we are where we are. I'm committed now. I have sped this next part of the book up to absolute hyperspeed because I did not realize at the time I was shooting that it was so out of focus. I'm so sorry, guys. Please bear with this next little bit. I'm just adding some holly sprigs to the habit and mood tracker page, just like I did on the cover. It's the exact same thing. And then this first weekly is the way that I've been doing it for the past several months, October and November at least. But I'd forgotten about my Santa in the fire truck until this moment, and I was like, no, I need to create a world for Santa in the fire truck to live in. So that's what this next spread is, and I've realized that the focus was wrong and I fixed it. I wish I could do that again for you guys and make it perfect, but sadly, I only get one shot at these things without having to waste pages in my journal. This is a style of layout that I've used for a weekly before. 3 columns on the left page, 4 columns on the right page, and I've left myself some space at the bottom because that's where a lot of my decoration is going to go. So each of these columns is for a day of the week. This way, I have to put my to-dos in the day that they apply to, and if I don't get to them, they migrate to the next day, which lately I've preferred having a running to-do list, but for the sake of Santa and his fire truck, I'm going to sacrifice that just for this 1 week, because this world that he's going to live in, it's going to be called Tinseltown. Got a name. It's because of the stickers that it has a name. I didn't come up with that on my own. But I'm going to build him a little town, and it's going to be so cute. So these stickers are all going to come from this set, the Busy Sidewalk set that I've picked up from Spotlight, and I'm going to build a little town on the bottom right side of the page. So I'm going to use these house stickers. There's a little church in there. They're such cute little, just like line art. I cut them up because I thought they were going to span the page at the point where I cut them. They didn't end up doing that. It's all good. It's fine. And there's a little gold version as well. I'm going to stick him on the end. I guess that's City Hall, who knows. And then I'm going to add these little houses just in front of them. So it's almost like the city, you know, there's a street going in between them, that kind of thing. Some cute little festoon lights along the top, in lieu of street lights, I guess, because they didn't give me street light stickers. And now we're going to relieve Santa from his paper. So, story time. In Australia, Santa comes around in the days before Christmas on the local fire truck, and you hear the siren going and you hear ho 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 down the street over a megaphone, and it's Santa in the fire truck tossing lollies to the kids on the street. And it's just such a lovely Aussie tradition. Everyone goes out to their front yard and just, you know, waves to Santa and scabs the lollies as he goes past, and it's just a thing that we do. I don't know if it's because summer, Christmas is fire season as well as holiday season, but that's just the way we do things in Australia. So I love that that's so much a part of our culture that you can actually buy Christmas wrapping paper that has Santa in the fire truck on it. And this wrapping paper came from a gift that somebody gave me last year, and I just thought that is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And I've been saving it all year for specifically this purpose, so you see why I decided I was going to add a second weekly spread for you guys to make sure that Santa had this world that he could live in. He had to be in there somewhere. Down the left side here, I've added, I guess they're the residents of Tinseltown out doing their Christmas shopping. They seem to be that way anyway. And Santa's just down the bottom here, about to drive into town, cheered on by the cat wrapped in Christmas lights and the little squirrel guy. I guess we don't have squirrels here, but like, sure. And there we go, Tinseltown, isn't it cute? Let's flip through the whole setup, and I promise all of it is in focus this time. I've had the best time planning with you for December. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like the video if you've enjoyed it, and hit subscribe if you're new here. I'd love to have you come along with me on a planning journey in 2022. If you'd like to see what this layout looks like with a bit of pen on it, where I've actually used it for some planning, make sure that you jump onto my Instagram. I am at erinsmith.art on Instagram. Here it is on the screen. I like to post kind of an update mid-month so you can see how it's going. I'll be back really soon with a flip through of my 2021 bullet journal Mark II, the one that I've been using since August. So if you'd like to see that, do stick around. It's coming up in the next week or so. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on your subscriptions. Maybe hit the notification bell if that sounds like your jam. Until then, stay safe and happy, and I can't wait to plan with you again soon. Merry Christmas!